What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another Formula 1 video, and today we are going to be talking F1. And yeah, we're going to do a little thing like this, I guess stream or something. Not stream, it's sort of like we're going to be looking at pretty much the 2025 season, okay? What's happening in the news, stuff like that, making clips out of it, and it's going to be part of the content. So, you know, to get more eyeballs on the channel, and go from there pretty much, man. Obviously, we're going to do mini helmet videos still. But yeah, I'll give you my input of what the heck's going on in Formula 1 news. Don't know how long we're going to stream for, but it's all happening, okay? It's all happening. The plan is to really attack this. Okay, so our plan is to use Motorsport F1 for what's happening in the news, and of course the F1 website. Give you my input, talk about what happened during the weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix, react to some of these articles and go from there. Win tour, no. 5 winners and losers from Austria. Okay, let's have a look at this article right here. 5 winners and losers. We've got Lando Norris, of course. The winner, Lando Norris, of course, blah, blah, blah. Where is actually? Oh, you have to actually sign in to do this shit? No, we're not doing that. That was by Lawrence as well. Well, I can give you my top 5 winners and losers. Top 5 winners, we're going to go Bortoleto, obviously getting points. We're going to go Nico Hülkenberg, obviously getting points. Lando Norris for winning. We're going to say that's 3 drivers, I guess. And let's have a look, actually. Lance Stroll getting points in P6. That's Australia, sorry. I was going to say that's a really good result. I'm like, when did Lance get points? But he didn't. Here we go. Let's have a look. Liam Lawson getting 6. That's our 4th winner. And we will say, I'll tell you now, let's go Esteban Ocon finishing in front of Ollie Behrman. And to be fair, Ollie Behrman has been performing lately, so pretty good. That's my top 5 winners. Top 5 losers. Carlos Sainz, terrible Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, Antonelli. And we're going to go top 5 losers. Obviously, your 3 here. Albon didn't finish 2, obviously. But I'll say Yuki finishing in 16th is a really low. Pretty much finishing last in that Red Bull. That's a major L. And with Franco, what did Gasly finish? A 13th. To be fair, Franco finished 2 points behind Pierre, so it's not really that crazy. But maybe I'd say Stroll for not finishing in the points. I'd say it's a major L, but yeah, that's my top 5 winners, top 5 losers. Going off this article, Yuki, you know, nobody's talking about Yuki Tsunoda pretty much finishing last and doing really shit in that Red Bull. When Lawson was in the car, that's all they talked about. So I don't know if Honda's protecting Yuki. I don't know what the go is, but pretty much, man, he's protected. I don't know how, but anyway, let's have a look. Next race schedule. No, I don't want to see schedule. Where's the mate? I want to see the freaking news, mate. We're going to see the news here. Schedule latest. Whatever. We'll go motorsport.com. I don't know here. Stories. Actually, Daniel Ricciardo was actually at a go-kart race, and he was pretty much saying that he's not going to come back to Formula 1. So that was pretty interesting, actually, to see. So he's not really interested in making a return to Formula 1. He thinks that he's pretty much retired from Formula 1 and his time in F1's done. Do I think Ricciardo should come back to Cadillac? No, to be honest with you guys. Ricciardo's done. Really great career. I think he could have become world champion between 2014 and 2016. Obviously, Mercedes was so far ahead. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt obviously did a thing with McLaren. He actually took out Lando Norris's car. Did okay. The thing is with this thing, I'm not gonna lie to you, F1 page. You're freaking you're set up shit because you want everyone to log in, mate. It's freaking terrible. Behind the scenes, F1 movie. We can talk about the F1 movie, but I don't want to talk about that yet. Let's go to the latest news here. I love using motorsport.com. Latest news. Why the F1 movie was forced to partner with the team at Daytona. Let's have a look at this, actually. The F1 movie opened up with Sound Legendary Daytona International Speedway. We're introducing Brad Pitt's Sonny Hayes. Well, I won't spoil it here. Yeah, okay. So pretty much, spoiler alert, Sonny Hayes drives the Daytona. Daytona, I think it's the 24-hour Daytona. And pretty much wins it. And then obviously from there goes to Formula 1, stuff like that. So it was pretty cool actually to see that, to be honest. I'm a fan of these endurance championships. The whole movie itself, what can I say about the movie itself? I think that it's really great for the Netflix fans. I'm gonna sound like one of those old school boxing fans that hates new shit in the sport. But man, realistically, you got so many young drivers coming up. It's like, come on. You think that they're going to really pick a Brad Pitt or Sonny Hayes over some new young kid? Probably not. Like, and then the whole story of them like, they need to win a race, and then they really improved so much, and they won the last. Oh, spoiler! They won the last race. Man, like, I don't know. It seemed a bit far fetched in that sense. Really cool footage of the season that was. The battles look realistic when they used the computer work, when they used actual battles on the track, and put the skin of their actual team in there. That was all cool and stuff. But the actual movie itself, it was. I still think that Senna's probably the best F1 movie to ever be released. And I'll go Rush. Then I'd go the F1 movie. It was okay. It was okay. The Netflix fans are gonna love it. The girls are gonna love it, and I can see why Max Verstappen didn't go to the premiere. Not to bash it too much. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, but it wasn't the greatest movie. And I'm a massive Formula 1 fan, but yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna really just bump up sale tickets for prices now, because it really done really well in the box office, and we're pretty much fucked going into the Australian Grand Prix for 2026, even 2027. Oscar Piastri plays down fears of fan backlash after Lando Norris home race. Okay, let's click this. I'll give you my input right now. I don't think anyone from McLaren or any of the fans are going to be booing Oscar Piastri. They seem to have a pretty good relationship, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Nothing crazy, but I will say this. I had an argument with someone during the Austrian Grand Prix. They freaking favoured Norris. And you want proof? I can prove it right now. During the stops, Lando Norris boxed for tyres, okay? Quite simply. Cool. They made Piastri stay out and try to convince him that staying out was the better option for 4 or 5 laps, whatever it was. He dropped back over 5 seconds behind Norris, had to come up with that gap, caught Norris at the end. Obviously, traffic stuffed him up, couldn't put a move on Lando. Now, people are like, this and that. But realistically, if it was Verstappen in the lead, they would have boxed Norris or Piastri 1 lap later, so they can close the gap. Especially with Piastri's pace. They made him stay out. They've done it in Australia. They've done it multiple times. If you can't see it, you're blind or a massive Lando Norris fan, and you're completely wrong. I'm sorry. The only way Oscar Piastri is going to become world champion in 2025 is he has to outright beat Lando Norris on the track 30 seconds ahead, 20 seconds ahead, because the team favour Lando Norris and want Lando to win. Of course, that's their golden boy, man. Lando's been there for so many years. And that's what Oscar Piastri's got to deal with. Like I said, the only way Piastri's going to become world champion is by outright smashing Lando Norris on the track. Carlos Sainz, disastrous weekend for Williams' team. Searching for answers, of course. Carlos Sainz spoke about Williams' disastrous weekend. Yeah, it was terrible. I saw him out in the formation lap. His teammate Alex Albon also retired. Really bad weekend for, of course, Williams. To be fair, but I feel like Williams have a lot of this random pace where they're going to actually come back in 2026 and actually, I don't know, I've got this weird feeling that could be fighting for the championship. But then I also hope Ferrari are going to be fighting when we see Lewis Hamilton versus Charles Leclerc. But as you guys see, 55, Carlos Sainz did not finish. Alex Albon did not finish. Really, really unfortunate for, I guess, both drivers. But yeah, just a shit weekend for Williams. With McLaren, Austrian dominance, a sign that F1 2025 is already over. I think that we never really thought Verstappen was going to... I thought Verstappen would always be there because Max is Max Verstappen, but no one else was going to challenge. We might see another win from Mercedes or a win from Ferrari randomly. Something's going to go wrong, but it's now a 2-horse battle, I think, up front. Piastri versus Norris. We're going to get a new world champion going into the end of 2025. We're going to get a new world champion, I believe, Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri. Obviously, I'm being Aussie. I'm going to hope it's Piastri. But I think that we're only going to see McLaren dominate this season, and next season they're going to be behind. So I feel like one of these guys is going to become champion. The other guy's going to miss out for the rest of their career. Calling it now, I don't know. But let's go Piastri. Obviously, being Aussie, maybe I've got Aussie bias. I don't know. Charles Leclerc reveals frustrating lift and coast strategy in lonely Australia. Obviously, Charles got a podium. It's probably lonely for, of course, Lewis Hamilton and Charles. It wasn't really great from Ferrari at all. Like this lacking pace, quite simply, Ferrari. Everything just fell apart. Of course, Max Verstappen had issues with Kimi Antonelli. And actually, that first crash between Kimi Antonelli and, of course, Max Verstappen, unlucky. I just think that was a very rookie mistake from Kimi Antonelli. Obviously, crashing into Max Verstappen is what it is, sort of happened. They both accepted it. Verstappen was cool about it. And yeah, Mercedes finalized 2026 driver lineup, summer break. So, okay, let's talk about this. Mercedes and the George Russell situation, not signing George Russell yet. Kimi Antonelli staying at Mercedes for a very, very long time, guys. His future's sealed, I believe. I think it's going to be Kimi Antonelli and Max Verstappen probably next season. I think that Toto Wolff is, or unless Max does go to Aston Martin for that $1 billion deal, I think Toto Wolff wants Max Verstappen. He's waiting to see what Max Verstappen's going to do. We're either going to see Kimi Antonelli and Max Verstappen, or we're going to see Kimi Antonelli, George Russell if Verstappen goes to Aston, or Verstappen chooses to stay at Red Bull. I don't think Verstappen's going to stay at Red Bull. I think that we're going to see a completely new face at Mercedes, maybe with Max Verstappen teaming up with Kimi Antonelli. They both get along really well. They both admitted it. And yeah, I'm excited to see if Mercedes does steal Max Verstappen off Red Bull. I personally think Verstappen is leaving Red Bull at the end of the season. I think he's going to go to either Aston Martin or he's going to go to Mercedes, where I think he'll probably more likely go. Maybe where the money is, man. For $1 billion, I don't see why he wouldn't go to Aston Martin with the whole Adrian Newey, the factory, the new rules coming in for next season. Mate, bring it on. So that's what I think. And then George Russell's future, I got no idea where George Russell can go. I really don't. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, let's have a look. Oscar Petrov pushing the boundaries. Like, I don't know, man. Pushing the boundaries, prior rules. Man, Piastri, if you're going to keep apologizing, don't be like Mark Webber, man. Like, quite simply, just don't do it. Like, Mark Webber with Sebastian Vettel's a whole thing. Like, man, I don't know. Like I said, Piastri isn't going to become world champion if they're even on track like they were the way they were. So, you know. Anyway. Max Verstappen admits to watching Spa 24 hours after crashing out of the F1 Austrian Grand Prix. From what I saw, actually, I saw an article that his team actually won. So, yeah, pretty cool. I think that we'll see Verstappen do this one day, the 24 hours with his team. But obviously, that's after his Formula 1 career is completely done. And maybe even, retire from F1 early to go do something fun like that. But, you know, F1's a pinnacle. Formula 1 is where you want to be. Without F1, I think all these other things are just hobbies for Max Verstappen. Obviously, he was testing the car during the F1 movie, which was, I don't blame him, but anyway. Details showing him actually. Okay, was okay. The crash, all that. Pretty much standard news. Let's have a look at the results. Anything else here, actually? Lawson field race was over on lap 1 as he takes 6 in Austria. Really good from Liam Lawson. I saw a meme saying, Lawson's got to be careful that he doesn't perform too well because, yeah, buddy, they might be able to... you might be getting another upgrade to that Red Bull seat, and that Red Bull seat's freaking cursed. Let's look at the results of the Austrian Grand Prix. Of course, next up we have the British Grand Prix. Lando Norris, I think, will be the favourite going into that Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton won it last year. I was there. What a win. Lewis Hamilton's last race win pretty much a year ago. So Lando Norris, Piastri, it's pretty standard. But to be fair, I don't think we're getting a major battle like we did, for example, Nico Rosberg versus Lewis Hamilton. The team are like saying obviously they can battle, but the battling hasn't been crazy. I'm sorry to say it. The battling has not been crazy this season. I thought it'd be much more fireworks. It just hasn't. Of course, Norris hit the back of Piastri, but the fireworks haven't been there, to be honest. I don't believe so. Yeah. These people that think that the fireworks are there and it's crazy, oh my God, they battled. Man, you just weren't there for Nico Rosberg versus Lewis Hamilton. I'm sorry. But third Charles Leclerc, pretty decent result. Obviously 20 seconds behind the lead. Major L for Ferrari that sort of time. But, you know, Ferrari getting another podium. Lewis Hamilton finishing 4th. And it's good if the Ferrari can finish behind McLaren by the end of the season. Hopefully challenging for a championship going into next season. George Russell, a lonely P5. And, of course, Liam Lawson finishing ahead of both Red Bull drivers in P6. A really awesome result. Fernando Alonso finishing ahead of Gabriel Bortoleto. And, of course, they had a really nice battle on track. Shout out to Bortoleto, man. Really, really good. I really actually like Bortoleto's driving style. I like the way he drives. I'm a fan. I'm glad he beat Nico Hulkenberg because for me, Nico Hulkenberg stole Mick Schumacher's seat, which we'll talk about Mick Schumacher actually very soon. Esteban Ocon finishing in the top 10, getting a final point for Haas. Obviously, Behrman finishing 11th, just outside the points. Hazard, not the best weekend for him, nor Pierre Gasly, or actually Franco Colapinto, who's actually staying at the team, which I'll talk about as well. Lance Stroll, 14th, not good at all. Yuki, terrible. And, of course, the other drivers did not finish. Now, of course, Colapinto is staying at the team going into the next few races. They said he's done a really good job in the sense of being able to stay. I still think they should let Jack Doohan come back, man, because let's be real. When Flavio Briatore doesn't want someone in the team and he's got his mind set on something, he's a bit of a fucking Briatore, right? Like, straight out. Anyway, it's just something he does. He's always had his mind on having Colapinto. And has Colapinto been great? No. Has it been good? Yeah. Some occasions it's been terrible. Some occasions, yeah, sure. Same for Jack Doohan. I think that you start off with Jack Doohan and give Jack a chance to continue driving for the team, you know, but they don't believe so at Alpine. So, yeah, Colapinto will be at the team. And I think we'll see Colapinto finish out the season. And unfortunately, Jack Doohan should try his best to try and find another spot. I don't know where. I don't see him going anywhere else. I think his only chance is to try and stay at Alpine, really do something in a test or something. I don't know. Or try go Sauber. That's not because of the Audi thing. But talking about Kick Sauber and Audi, I saw Mick Schumacher was in the paddock hanging out at the Kick Sauber, trying to probably get that Audi seat. I think Nico Hulkenberg is really a good driver, don't get me wrong. But I think Mick Schumacher deserves to stay in Formula 1. I can debate anybody who thinks Mick should have been kicked out of the sport. You have no idea, man. All these Gunther fans, Mick's this. Mate, Mick done a really good job in his 2 years in Formula 1. I'm sorry. The car was shitbox. Yes, okay, he struggled at the end because of all the pressure they put on him, and Magnussen got the pole when he qualified last in Brazil. But I'm sorry, man. When you're putting so much pressure on a kid, with the performance thing, it takes a toll on any human being. And obviously, he did get his points, Mick Schumacher. But anyway, hopefully we see him move to Sauber, move to Audi. We're going to have to wait and see if that's the case. But yeah, I don't know. I like to see Gabriel Borrello line up with Mick Schumacher. If we look at Cadillac F1, we go to news, right? Because I can't spell, which is fine. Team Rampage, Cadillac looking this. There was an article saying who they want to sign. Oh, here we go, 20 minutes ago, Speed Cafe. So the drivers on the shortlist, I've heard, Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and who else? There's someone else. Bottas return to Alpine? Doubt that's ever going to happen. Sorry, that's wrong. Gasly and I think Doohan, but anyway, it won't be Doohan. I think Colapinto will sign for next season. There was someone else. There was a driver. Someone told me in the comment section. There was a driver from IndyCar. But I don't know who I'm going to pick, man, for the Cadillac. I don't know who I'm going to pick for that Cadillac seat. I'm sorry. It's tough. It's very tough. Which F1 drivers are on the Cadillac 2020? Okay, that was 3 weeks ago. Here we go. Joe, I didn't hear nothing about Joe, but these were some of the drivers, I guess. Obviously, Mick Schumacher. I think Bottas does want to come back. Let's have a look. I'm not done with F1 yet. Listen, Sergio Perez, I don't think so. Daniel Ricciardo said no. Is it Alex Palau that was a part of the seat? I don't know. Long story short, I think they should sign Mick Schumacher unless Schumacher goes to Sauber. Schumacher's hanging out in the paddock. Obviously, it's going to be Audi. I'll love to see Mick Schumacher on the grid next season, and maybe they will get that Valtteri Bottas option. Bottas can still drive a car more as an experienced driver. We're going to have to wait and see, but it's going to be very, very difficult to see. Red Bull drivers. Which driver here? Oh, Yuki Tsunoda as a possible candidate. That was 22 hours ago. You know, for Yuki Tsunoda, honestly, the best thing for Yuki Tsunoda now is to get another seat somewhere else and leave that Red Bull seat ASAP because, mate, I'm telling you now, that Red Bull seat is cursed, and the best thing you can do, or the best thing anyone can do, especially Yuki Tsunoda, is find a seat somewhere else because at the moment it's a major, major L at that Red Bull seat, finishing last, not doing well at all. So yeah, definitely, if you can, Yuki, run away. Trust me. And yeah, that's pretty much all the wrapped up news, guys. Sort of had a look at what happened at the Austrian Grand Prix. I'll make clips out of it and stuff like that. Of course, you're still going to get your mini helmet videos, stuff like that. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Going into the British Grand Prix, you guys are probably all really excited about it. Whoever's going to get mini helmets, message me actually who you guys are going to bring because, yeah, I get very excited. And I've been in Britain. You guys can get autographs pretty easy. Someone like Lewis Hamilton's actually was probably the most difficult. I saw him wave at us. But George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo signed last year. You've seen my footage. But guys, thank you guys for watching today's video. Checking out the news. It's a bit different. I'm trying to post every day, plus all these like clips and stuff. And yeah, see if we can just grow the channel even more. Give my input on Formula 1. Argue with people about my opinion because people's opinions absolutely suck and so uneducated in 2025 because we have a bunch of new fans that are absolutely shit. But you know, what do I know? Guys, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next Formula 1 video. Thank you.